Hello, Andy here. So, the new StreamerBot update, well, it's in alpha at the moment. If you want to know how to get it, then I'll leave a video down below that you can watch. But there's a really cool new feature in there that you guys can use, which are switch statements. And I'm going to show you exactly how to use them. But before I do, make sure you do subscribe, alright? It's free, and we're trying to get to 100k, which we're miles away. But yeah, yours, every little helps, doesn't it? So, inside the new StreamerBot, it looks amazing. If this is your first time seeing it, then GG's. But I've been doing a bunch of different videos on it as well. So we've got the actions tab just here, and I'm going to create a new action, and I'm just going to call it test for now. And for the trigger, I'm just going to create a simple trigger, which is a test trigger, right? Because that's the only thing I'm going to use to test it, because I just need to test whether or not it works. The first thing that I am going to do is show you how this switch statement works. And to do that, I'm going to use a random number generator. Thanks for TD for giving me this idea and thinking of the good concept to show how this works. So I'm trying to multitask and talk whilst reading, and apparently that's not even a thing. So I'm going to look for the random number. Where is here? Get random number. It's under logic. There we go. And we're going to pick a random number between 1 and 10, just like so. And then when this runs, it's just going to get a random number between 1 and 10. We are recording this live at twitch.tv/AndyLP, so make sure you do come and follow. I'm trying to go for partner at the minute. So the new command that we're on about, if we go to add and go to core, and we go back to logic, this is the switch command. So we're going to press switch, and we're going to give it a name. And I'm going to, well, not a name, we're going to give it the input. And we're going to use the argument random number just here. Random number, %sign, because that's the argument. If you're not sure how arguments work, then definitely go check out the StreamerBot docs. And there is also, I've got tons of tutorials on StreamerBot. Even though this new version is here, it kind of follows the same logic and same system. So make sure you do check my videos on the channel. So default case, this basically says that if there isn't anything that we set in here, then it's just always going to do this. Okay, so I'm going to now create a new case. So I'm going to right click on the switch statement and press add case. Yeah. So creating a new case, we're going to type in the number 1 because that's what we want to add and press OK. So now this will say when this picks a random number, if the number is 1, it's going to do whatever we put in there. Okay, so I'm going to basically set a new argument. So if I go to add, I'm going to go to core, and I'm going to go to arguments and set argument. The variable name, we'll call it output, and the value, we'll set it to this is 1. Like so. So now this will say pick a random number between 1 and 10. If that random number is 1, then it will set the argument output to this is 1. And we're going to do 5 or more. So I'm going to add one more and just put, in fact, we'll leave it under default, right? Because there's not going to be anything else. So it's going to be 5 or more under default. So if it's 1, 2, 3, or 4, it will do these. And if it's anything else, it will do default, okay? So I'm going to paste that, move it down into here, into this default, and we'll put this is 5 or more, okay? Like so. So what I'm going to do now, we've got the random number between 1 and 10, and we've created that switch statement, is I'm going to send that data to Twitch. So I'm going to use Twitch, and then we're going to go to chat, and we're going to do send message to channel. And in here, we can put in these variables that we created. So we had the random number, and we had the output. So I'm going to type in here the number selected was %sign, let me zoom in for you, %sign random number, which means %sign output %sign, because that's how we use arguments. And I'm going to press OK, and then we're going to press test. So we're going to right click and press test trigger, and that will send the number selected was 6, which means this is 5 or more, because it's gone through here, and because there's only 1, 2, 3, and 4, then this is saying it's 5 or more. Let's run it again. This is 9, which is 5 or more. And then if we get something like a 4, it'll say that the number selected was 4, which means this is 4. Sorry for burning your retinas with this, but this is an example of coding a switch statement. So this is what I'm using my switch statements for in the old version of StreamerBot. I basically have a message input, which are chat commands just here, and it checks whether or not the input equals TwitchCon or TC or question or questions or send nudes or send nudes, nudes. I'm saying nudes a lot. This is weird now. And then that's what will return depending on what's being said. And you can do them multi-level ones. So basically something else we could do in here is do another case statement. So if I right click and do another case statement, and in here do something like 5, 6, and 7, and press add, press OK. Now we've got a case for 5, 6, and 7. So this will mean that if the random number is 5, 6, or 7, it will run this and not the default. Okay, so we could change this default here to this is 8 or more, and we can copy these again and paste, drag it in here, and we'll set the argument to this is 5, 6, or 7. Like that. And then if we do test again, we'll get 1. That says it's a number 1. Do this again. 2, which means it's 2. Oh, random. It isn't random fun. But now we get number 6, which means this is 5, 6, or 7. So you can do multiple things as well. TD says, just a note, if you had, let's say, 3 in 2 cases, it would run whichever is first. So what he means by that is if you say put 1 or 3 here, so if we change this case here to, can we just double click the case? Yes, we can. We put 3 there, or maybe even I'll put a couple more numbers just in case. So we've got 1, 3, 4, and 5. If 5 goes, the number selected was 5, which means this is 1 because it's run this one. Even though 5 can be used here, it always runs top to bottom, so it'll always run the first one that is there, if that makes sense. And you don't have to just do this with numbers. You could also do this with variables. You could do it with pretty much anything. Strings, like you could do it with a sentence. You could do it with chat messages. So if a user does a certain chat message, then you could get it to output something specific. Or you could make individual user specific things by putting their username. Say if user switch user, and then use the different usernames going down and stuff. There's lots of different things you can do. And if you want, or you got any questions, or you want to find out more, then subscribe, because I'm going to keep doing videos on all this stuff. So keep you guys in the loop, and you can advance your streams. All right, I've been Andy. Come and visit me at twitch.tv/AndyLippy. Subscribe, all that jazz, and put your rocking with the stone. See you soon.